Hi everyone, Empress here, and as always, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a life update as well as my final video of 2023. So first and foremost, I feel like I'm not alone when I say that 2023 has been a year for everyone. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating. I know so many people that have just had such a rough time this year, and I'm one of them. I debated a lot about if I wanted to share everything, because as public as I can seem, I'm actually very private, and my personal life and the people I love are very important to me, and I want to protect them and myself at all times. However, for transparency purposes as well as personal growth and development, I'm here to share a little bit. It started off just from the month of January. I had my separation from my significant other. And now my relationship is not content, and like I said, it's near and dear to me. However, it's a part of my story, and one thing that I never asked for, that always seems to be placed upon myself and that was placed upon my relationship at one point, was perfection. A lot of people think because I appear a certain way, or my life looks a certain way, that I'm just all about perfection when I'm not. Like, I go through things just like everybody else, and my relationship was not perfect, well, is not perfect. And this year it was really tested, and we just decided that for us, separation was the best thing to do. And it was so difficult, because it happened in the beginning of the year, right before, actually right the week of my oldest daughter's birthday. And so, like, I had to take a trip without him, which was just so different. Like, I'm talking about down to, y'all know I got 2 girls and a boy, down to my son having to go to the restroom by himself. Like, me, like, when it was time to take the kids to the bathroom, like, it was so emotional for me, like, because normally I go with the girls, he goes with him, but it was like me having to figure out, do I go with the girls, do I let him go by himself? Like, what? Like, just a small moment like that was just like, it was tearing me up. Like, it may seem small, but it was a lot. Seeing a bunch of families together, when we went to the Coca-Cola factory, I had lost weight, and it was a lot, to deal with. But what I will say is that we are in a much better place. I do not believe that separation is a bad thing. Everybody's relationship and life is different, but separation has been good for us thus far. And but I'm just gonna leave it at that, because like I said, I'm not here to just get into my relationship world, but don't put us as y'all goals. Like, don't put us as goals. Don't put me as goals. Like, don't think that that I don't go through things like you guys go through things. But yeah, separation has been good for us, as far as trying to work on rebuilding each other and just getting ourselves together individually, so that when we do come back together, we can be in a better space, if that's what's meant to happen. So something else I want to touch on too, when it comes to this whole year, for me, has been like finance, right? Finances definitely played a huge role this year. You know, going 50-50 with somebody to like doing everything by myself was like a whole new thing. Like, I've always been really responsible when it comes to money, and just in general. So, you know, I've always, like, you know, tried to make sure that wherever we lived or moved, that I could still afford it individually. I think that's just something couples should practice anyways. It's not about thinking about breaking up, but you have to consider, like, if someone loses their job or has to change a job or anything like that, it's just good when both people can individually afford where they stay. But anyways, I say all that to say I was really being tested. Like, my resources were being tested. It was just like, it was so much happening at once. Like, I literally had a situation that happened with my child care provider and my child, so I had to pull them out of their daycare, but that ended up being a blessing in disguise. It was just like, I felt like things were happening to me back to back. Like I said, I was losing weight as well, like dealing with the stress of all the changes. I had also experienced some hair loss and everything, you guys, because and this actually started at the end of 2022, the hair loss. It started around October of 2022. And I had started, my anxiety had gotten terrible. Like, it had came back and gotten terrible. And so I started trying to take medication, Lexapro specifically. And they had me on a pretty low dose, you guys. And I was taking it. And when I tell you, I was only on it for about 3 to 4 weeks. And I could just see my hair just coming out. Like, it was crazy. Now, some people will say, well, maybe your hair came out, you know, due to the stress of everything that was going on with your relationship. But hair loss is a side effect of Lexapro. However, when I was talking to my doctor, I was just so ready to feel normal again that when she was going over the side effects, I didn't even notice that she didn't mention anything about hair. I was just so ready to feel better that I was willing to, you know, start whatever I can so I can be normal again. And, you know, so I ended up really seeing the effects of that. If you guys know me, you know that I wear I used to wear my real hair a lot, and then I started to wear like a lot of U-part wigs and stuff like that, and quick weaves and leave out and stuff. Like, and by the way, leave out and all that stuff is back trendy. And I've always kept wearing that stuff, so I'm just so proud of myself because I'm always just being me. But whatever, I'm getting sidetracked. But I was going somewhere with that. Y'all know I used to wear a lot of that. So like, when the hair loss and hair texture, all of that stuff started changing, I was like, okay, I got to put my hair up. And so I just started making sure I got back on deep conditioning, doing everything like that, because no, my doctor didn't offer to give me anything or refer me to any what is it called, esthetician, dermatologist, cosmetologist, whatever. Didn't refer me out to anybody to get anything looked at as far as my hair. She just took the medicine off of my chart, and that was it. But I mean, I'm a girl, I know what to do to get my hair to grow back. So I just pretty much just started doing everything I needed to do, and was wearing protective styles like braids and then wigs that cover up my hair in full. So I am proud to say that, of course, it's been over a year since the hair loss started, and my hair has definitely grown back. So I am thankful for that, but I'm still not wearing it you know, where it's showing yet, because I'm just still giving it another break, another year, you know, of growth and just to breathe or whatever. So just dealing with all of that. And I know some people can be like, oh, it's just hair, but it was just like, it was a lot going on physically, you know, and how you look is how you feel. Like, and believe it or not, y'all, I've never really been like a super vain person. Like, I care about my appearance or whatever, but I'm really a simple human. I say that all the time because I really am. But what this year has also taught me is that taking care of yourself physically is also important. Like, not just buying yourself nice clothes and nice things, but working out, because that's another thing. I was so stressed out with everything, I wasn't even working out. You know, and y'all know I love my yoga. I love doing it. So like, I really had to get myself back in the energy to do that stuff again, you know, my 30 minutes a day. But yeah, when you look good, you feel good. You know, just taking care of yourself, you know, taking care of your natural hair, getting your hair done, which y'all can see that I pretty much kept my hair done this year. And I love that for me. And y'all know I know how to do hair too. So like, I've been reinstalling these wigs myself and saving some coins, but you know, I'm just proud of it, you know. And now, it was a lot that I had to sacrifice. Like, I got on nails right now that I'm actually about to soak off, like probably tomorrow, but I had to stop getting my nails done. And y'all know I loved to go and get my nails done every month, go get my toes done every month. I had to sacrifice that too in order to just, you know, be able to take care of my household and stuff like that. Like, I wanted to get rid of anything that was an expense that wasn't mandatory. So it wasn't that I would not be able to afford to get the stuff done, but it was just like, I just became so serious. Like, I went into such a survival mode where I was just like, let's go through this budget. Like, I'm not spending bread on nothing but important stuff. Like, that's just how my mentality and how my mind was pretty much all year or whatever. Like, all year. Like, I think I only got my nails and toes done around August, and then in the month of December, because of course of my birthday. Also in this year, I did learn some lessons about some friendships, you know. I had some stuff like that, and I really just came to like a realization that, you know, sometimes I'm the problem. You know, I didn't feel like I really never start anything. Like, let me just start there. Like, if you're in my life, I love you, and I put my best foot forward first. Like, that's always what I'm gonna give you. But my problem is, what I learned about myself this year is that I needed to work on how I responded to things that I don't like, that people I love do, you know. Specifically in friendships, I noticed that first of all, I don't call everybody my friend, right? I always say I've had the same friends forever. Like, you will hear me say that. You will see me say that online a lot, because I'm not lying. Like, literally, anybody that you see in my life now, if they do a documentary on me when I get, you know, rich and famous, because, you know, I'm just speaking it into existence. Anybody, like 90% of the time, anybody you see me with current day, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna trace back from years ago. And it's just because I don't call anybody my friend. I don't just have anybody close to me. So, but my problem is, something I notice is that when I have you close to me and I trust you with certain things and certain information, it's like the moment you do something that I don't like or I don't agree with, that I think is questionable, and I feel like I can't trust you, like, I'm just ready to get rid of the whole thing. And that's something that I have done in the past, and something I did this year. And I realized, and not until I was able to like really fully feel and experience what I had been doing to others, like how hurtful that can be, because sometimes people can do things to you that truly you don't prefer and truly rub you the wrong way. But the thing is, they can legitimately be apologetic or legitimately not have meant to hurt you in the way they did. Because the thing about it is that we all have different feelings and different way we perceive things. So what friend A thinks is, oh God, that would hurt me so bad, friend B might be like, yeah, I wouldn't really care too much about that. We would still be cool. So it's just like different things affect, you know, people differently, right? And so what I learned this year also is just giving people grace. You know what I mean? Like giving people grace. Like, I'm not gonna be green. I'm not gonna be foolish. Like, so don't try nothing too crazy, because I'm gonna take back out the scissors. But no, seriously, giving people grace, because sometimes people really don't mean to hurt you, or they really don't know that how you view things. So communication is super important, you know. And I will say, in my friendships, I do try to communicate. You know, I'll communicate, but the problem is I'll communicate more so to tell them, like, hey, this is what you did. Not really feeling it. I'll hear their response, but most of the time I'm already done, because I felt like it shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? But I'm just proud to say that I'm going to be a better friend moving forward too, because I'm going to extend more grace. You know, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect either. And that's the thing that people never looked at. Like, I was so serious about the standards or expectations or whatever you want to call it that I had for my friendships, to where when I would say, oh, I can't deal with this person because of what they did, like, I would feel like they should do me the same way. I would feel like if I did that, they should do me the same way, you know. But like, that's how serious I was about, like, how I felt about something, like how passionate I am. But I just realized that, you know, when you have, like, friendships are forms of relationships, you know. And as women, if we can work it out with our men and we can forgive them, like, it's okay to put in that same effort with your friendships. Why not? You know, they're all forms of relationships. They're just not romantic ones, right? So I can say that even though some things had happened, I stopped talking to some people, I still love them. And, you know, if anybody's watching this, you know, and, you know, we've already talked. The person who I'm really talking about in this, we've already talked since then. And she knows how I feel. Well, I don't know if she fully, you know what, we hadn't got to talk fully about what I've learned, but she knows that I forgive her, like, and I'm cool with moving forward, but whatever. But whoever, if anybody sees this, maybe anybody that I had stopped talking to or kind of wrote out of my life previously in the past, but we were really, really good friends, like, it, you know, I'm in a different space, you know, and I've learned a lot, and so I'm open to talk. So also this year, and this is probably like the most touchy thing ever, I had to leave my job of 5 years. And I cannot, well, I'm not going to say I cannot, because I can do whatever I want. I am not going to discuss the full reason why I had to leave my job, because there are people with families. Professionalism is something that I wish to maintain. It's not my intention to burn any bridges, but just know I really had to leave my job for some, I don't know. How do I word that? I don't want to talk about it, you know, but it hurt me. Like, what happened, it hurt me. I literally went to my car and I cried after it happened. Because I just never saw that person in that way, never knew that person would see me in that way. And, you know, I knew then that I had to get serious about an exit strategy. But anyways, besides that, you know, I kind of knew that with this year and, like I said, financials going over my budgets and stuff like that and expenses, that it was probably going to be time to find another job anyways, because you have to adjust with things, and which is another really good topic that I'm going to probably get into next. But I knew it would be time. But you know how you say, like, oh, you know, I'm going to start looking for another job, but you know, you don't really do it. So like for the first 6 months of me saying that, you know, I still hadn't really started looking. And then like when that happened in June of 2023, I just was like, okay, I have to get out of here. You know, this is not the environment for me. I have to go. And so I just started looking around. I started applying. I got more serious, and I actually found something I like, because it was so difficult at first. Let's talk about that. So difficult, because at first, of course, I wanted to stay in the same specific industry at first, because I love, y'all know I work in insurance. Well, I worked in insurance. I won't say the name or anything like that, you know, but hold on, this is my daughter. But I wanted to stay in the same industry because I love it. Like, you know, it was, I'm gonna do a separate video on the insurance world, so I'm not gonna get too in specifics, but just know another video like more specific on the insurance industry will come later on, because that was my baby of 5 years. So, but we'll talk about that. But I tried to stay in the industry, which makes it a little bit difficult, because at first I was looking for jobs like that, but I wasn't really finding what I wanted. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to stay in the industry. And so then I started looking in other areas of the industry. You see me trying not to be too specific. And then I started looking. It just got to the point I just started applying for everything, child. I was just like, you know what, I gotta go. I was just applying for everything because I was qualified to do almost everything. However, pay. Ugh. I'm like, some of these jobs are paying worse than what I'm making now. Like, I was like, this is crazy. So thankfully, I ended up applying. Well, I applied to a bunch of jobs, but I ended up landing interviews at 2 jobs like I actually wanted to take, because you know, other jobs were interested in me, but they weren't really my top choices. So Blue Cross Blue Shield was one company, and then okay, of course I'm getting a phone call in the middle of my video. Hello? Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama is one of my options. And, you know, that's health insurance. So coming out of my previous job, it was more like PNC, so like auto, home, fire, life insurance, right? But they still want me, of course, because of the insurance industry experience and the life experience. And then my other job choice is Spire Energy, which of course is an energy company, gas company. And I found out that they actually service not only Alabama now, but they service Mississippi and Missouri as well. They used to be known as Alagasco. 2 really great jobs that I have to choose from, you know. And as I'm filming this video, like right now, it's like I said, it's New Year's Eve, and both of those jobs start in January. I've already signed paperwork, drug testing. I've already done everything I need to do. I just basically need to pick a job. So very grateful, very thankful to even be in a position to have not only multiple jobs that want me, but have 2 great jobs to really choose from, you know. But it was very nerve-wracking because, you know, I was like, this was my first time taking like a drug test on any job. Y'all know I don't smoke or nothing, but it was just like the whole experience and stuff. I said I'm gonna do a video like that for somebody, because I didn't see no YouTube videos on like what to prepare for. Like, some of us got anxiety, and we just really just want to know what stuff is like. So I got y'all. But anyways, trying to do that, and then like keeping everything quiet, you know, like because when you're changing jobs, you know, you can't talk to anybody about it, co-workers, nobody. Like I only told limited family. Like I really only started talking about stuff once I started signing paperwork. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, unless you was like really in my close circle, like I just wasn't talking about it. Plus, you know, you don't want no energy around your stuff you're trying to manifest. So it was a lot, you know, dealing with, like I said, the stuff that I'm not speaking about when it comes to part of the reason why I transitioned, keeping that in, you know, and then you know, trying to find another job. And keep in mind, this is all like when I really started getting to where these jobs really wanted to start interviewing and stuff, it was around the holidays. I had my birthday coming up, Christmas, like let's get into that. So dealing with, you know, trying to change jobs, you know, saving money at the same time. I also had my birthday coming up, right? And so I was a little emotional about that because I didn't know how I would spend it, if I would spend it alone. Y'all know I always travel for my birthday. I'm a travel bug. I love to travel. And I still, for the most part, got to go to like a lot of concerts this year. I got to do my normal traveling for the most part. But my savings really was not in the place that it normally is at the end of the year, because I didn't have my support that I normally have. So like I had some money to where I could have traveled, but then I started thinking about the bigger picture, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't travel this year. You know, like I'm that person that I make my birthday like a whole 2-week, 3-week thing. Like I try to celebrate the whole December. And like this year, when I tell y'all like less was more, like I went to the Illiton Autograph Hotel downtown, Moonshine Rooftop. Like y'all seen the bar, like y'all seen the vlog too. Like it was nice, and that was it. Like my girlfriend took me to brunch on Sunday, but like that was it. Like I just couldn't believe that I had a one-day kind of birthday thing. Like that's how extra, like y'all know I'm a Sagittarius, but that's how much that we do. Like we just want full experiences. But what was so beautiful about this year is that even though it was simple and so unplanned, by the way, because I booked the hotel like literally 30 minutes before leaving to go to the hotel, like it was great. Like that was the beautiful part about it. Like it was so simple, it was so short, but it was so sweet. And I was just like, oh, you mean tell me I could have been celebrating like this the whole time? I'm saving money. I still got money in my pocket because I ain't go out of town. I didn't go to this fancy place, but I, you know, like I was still happy. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I'm the person, like I said, I'm a simple human all year. So when it comes to my birthday, I normally like to do the most. But I was happy. I was fine. And I'm not just a milestone birthday person either, because, you know, some people only go hard on milestones. I don't really believe in that. Like when it comes to your birthday, I think you celebrate every year. You celebrate every year, and we're not gonna say why, but y'all should know why. You celebrate every year. But anyways, I just learned a lot. I learned that, like, you know, you don't have to do too much. You know, with jobs, but you putting in 2 weeks notices and stuff, you don't know how it's gonna go. And for me, unfortunately, I was not able to work out my 2 weeks either, you know. But I knew that there was a risk of that when I put it in. So I'll probably do a video talking about that too for my younger babies that are watching, when they're getting ready for the career industry or whatever. But I still wanted to put in one because I still wanted to be professional. And also, I did have the opportunity to go work at corporate with my company, but they ended up filling the position. It was very different, like going through holidays without my significant other. Like thankfully we did get to spend Christmas together with the children, so everything was really normal. We even got to do like the 4th of July. because those are like holidays where there's like a lot of family stuff together. This year also like taught me a lot about going with the flow. Because like I said, I'm a person that normally like has everything planned out. I has everything mapped out. I'm talking about down to the time, honey. Like if we going somewhere, we going on a trip, I can tell you the day before what time we leaving, what time we probably gonna get there, what we gonna do when we get there, blah blah blah. Like I'm just like, I would be super great in like being somebody's probably personal assistant or something like that, where I can just keep them organized and on task or something. Like I might need to do that as a side hustle. But like I'm super organized. But this year like taught me, like with all the twists and turns, like it really got me out of my comfort zone, y'all. Like, because being organized makes me comfortable, right? But when I tell you this year, it was none of that. like everything still worked out though. That was the beautiful part about it. Like that's what I learned. That I'm not saying go and have an unorganized life, because no, that's crazy. But what I am saying is that I learned that you don't really have to iron out every piece of your life. Like that's just too much stress. I was just over stressing myself. Like you just gotta be able to at ease and breathe and just go with the flow sometime. Like organize the important stuff, you know, keep your funds, keep your children, you know, just keep the important stuff organized, work. But some of this stuff you just have to wake up and go with life, you know. You have to wake up and go with the flow. If something happens that disrupts the routine, the flow of something, guess what? You create another flow. You know? Another river is created. The water started going this way. Well, guess what? Don't look at it like this river is losing water. A new river is being created. And that's what I learned. Like I said, when it came to the childcare thing, because the daycare service was picking up my younger two. So I'm like, this thing happened. What do I do? Like, how am I going to be at work and be able to pick up? And like I said, their dad, he's totally willing to help. But at the same time, he's doing transitions with work and stuff. So, and ultimately, you know, I'm that mom that where I'm the mom at the end of the day. Like, I feel like you're the mom. Like, ultimately, it's up to you. You know what I mean? But it worked out. Like, I'm telling y'all, I'm a praying woman. I may not look like it, and I know I'm spiritual, and I may not be as religious or whatever, but like I tell everybody, I believe a little bit of everything. Like, not literally everything, but you know what I mean? Like, I take from here, I take from there, you know. And I'm a praying woman, and one thing I never stopped doing was praying. I pray from the time I wake up, I pray before I go to bed, I pray during the day. And it has really like kept me, I manifest regularly. Like, I'm telling you, I utilize all of the energies, and it has really brought me through. And I'm sure I have people that love me that have been praying for me too, and I thank y'all. And so yeah, I just learned to just go with the flow. You know, don't force things. I learned a lot about, you know, relationships, friendships, just a lot about myself, like things that I needed to change, neediness, you know, clinginess, even unrealistic expectations sometimes. I also feel like this experience gave me the opportunity to fully regain my independence too. Like, I've always been a girl where people like always knew me to have money, always knew me to be on my stuff, so to speak. And don't get me wrong, I ain't never fell off. But y'all know how that is when you get in a relationship and you got you a good man and he does things for you, you know, he end up getting all the credit. And so, you know, naturally people see you and they think everything is a reflection of that person. And, you know, hey, shout out to the women with the men that's really doing all that. That's cool. And shout out to my man too, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, but what I'm saying is, you know, you really never know anyone's life. You really never know what's really going on. But sometimes, you know, you need to see yourself do it yourself. Like you need that. You know, sometimes he needs to see that. You need to see that. They need to see that. And like I said, I'm just in such a great space. Like I love having my freedom. As far as like everything being on me, like that could be scary and good at the same time. But I love like only having to depend on me. Like I appreciate help when it comes. And I'm not saying people were not willing to help me or anything like that, you know, in every aspect or whatever, because I do feel like when it comes to my children, he's always one phone call away. But, you know, as far as maintaining everything else, it feels good to know I had this, like I got this, you know, I did it. Like I feel like I said, 2023, it was hard on everybody. Like, and it was difficult on a lot of people, and a lot of people had it worse than me. So I'm grateful, but like emotionally, I just was going through it, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Like my friend, she'll tell you, my best friend, she'll be like, you made it look so good. She was like, girl, if people looking, like they'll have no idea, you know. And I'm like, and it's not about a facade or none of that. It's just like, I don't believe in putting out too much, you know what I mean? Because for what, when some of these people don't really care about you, there's nothing they can do to help you anyways. So like, you know, what's the point of telling them? But me personally, you know, this is my YouTube. I love my YouTube, and I've been doing this for years. And you know, right now it'd be like a good 30 of y'all, and I mess with y'all my babies. I wish y'all would comment more so I could see who y'all are, but it'd be like a good 30 of y'all that consistently watch. And one day that 30 is gonna be 30,000. Like I'm just waiting on it. But I was like, I'm gonna definitely share it with y'all, and you know what I can share, what I feel comfortable sharing, because life isn't perfect. Like I'm not out here trying to claim to have a perfect life. Like to me, that is fake. Perfection, all that stuff is fake. I don't want that. I go through stuff just like y'all. It's just the only difference is I'm not out here trying to look like what I'm going through. Like you're never gonna catch me trying to look like. I will turn this camera off. I would delete social media before I be looking like what I go through. I just refuse to do that because it's no good in that. Like, but we ain't gonna act like stuff don't happen. Like if you really know me and you get to know me, you'll see that I'm just human just like y'all. But you know, just because people don't get online and share 1,000 posts about what they going through, that don't mean they don't care. That don't mean they ain't crying at night, or they don't mean, you know, and just because people that are online and they're happy and they're this, that don't mean they really happy. Also, I have a mom group for those that live in Alabama. I have a group called Melanated Millennial Moms, and I need more moms if y'all are watching this. This year I couldn't even be active in my mom group. Like I look back at it, I'm like, we went to the movies one time, like we had one play date. We may have went to brunch one time too this year. That was it, y'all. Like that was it. And that was like in the first 3 months of the year. And like I hadn't even been able to do anything with my mom group. So when I tell you, just because life was lifing, you know. So I want more moms, you know. I'm actually starting to see some women that are joining that are not millennials, and I'm okay with that, because at first I was keeping it at just millennials. But you know what? Come on. Just if you're a black mom and you're ready to participate, do something on the weekend, like let's do it. One good thing that happened this year is I got my bluebell. Y'all know I'm a cat mom. I love cats. Y'all know I lost Salem like a couple of years ago. She was my black cat. And I don't know if the people that was working on maintenance removed her, or she just ran away, or she just got lost. I don't know what happened. Oh, I got to take my mom to see Fantasia and Joe concert. That was wonderful. You know, just doing something with my mom. Those that really know me, y'all know how much that meant to me, just being able to have fun with my mom. Like I always grew up where my mom was older than I was, and so I would see, not me getting teary-eyed, I would see other people do stuff with their mom that I felt like I could never do, because, you know, my mom was just so much older than me. And so, and then, you know, she was going through changes when her father passed, and I was growing up, being a little teenager. So it just feels so great to be in a space where we've just gotten so much closer this year. You know, she's truly been there for me, like, you know, giving me things when she can and spending that time with me. And I just love that for us. I love you, Mom, if you're watching. So I think one of the final things I want to talk about is how I remember last year, like before the new year rolled around, we were all on this soft life wave. Like, when I tell y'all, my mouth is zipped right now, because I'm telling y'all, today is December 31st. So my mouth is zipped. Because when I tell y'all, we was talking all about this, 2023 is going to be soft life. It's going to be this, baby. It was the complete opposite. Like, I was like, did I jinx myself? Like, did we all jinx ourselves at this point? Because it was nothing soft. Like, it wasn't soft for, I barely seen people having a soft time. Like, I've seen so many people talking about how this year was trash. Like, for real. I'm sorry, really, I'm going out on a limb here. Other than, you know, the tragic deaths of those who we lost to COVID in 2020, but I want to say 2023 was up there with 2020 as far as being trash. Like, probably some of the worst years of people's lives. Like, when people probably talk about some of the worst years of their lives, you know they're going to mention 2020, because a lot of people feel sick and stuff with COVID. But 2023 is probably right up there with it. Like, literally, like, it may not have killed you, but it definitely tried to take you out in some kind of way. Like, I just know so many people that went through it. But what I want to say is that all the lessons, like, they were hard lessons, but they really, I'm really thankful for them. No, I don't want no more now. But, like, I'm really thankful for them. Like, but this was a tough year. Like, this was really a tough year. But I went through it, though. You know, like, I still went through it. Like, it was, I can't say I went through it seamlessly, but, you know, it was just like little bumps here, like potholes, like, came out of nowhere. But, you know, I still made it to my destination, if that makes sense. And if I couldn't go that route, I learned another route to go. Like, so I'm still kind of grateful for this year. The solar return. Of course, can't forget that. So, those of you that are spiritual, y'all know people talk about your solar return. And for me, it was definitely supposed to be when I turned 28. I think they said that's when it starts. And then I'm also a Pisces moon, so that's another reason why I knew, like, back in 2022 that in 2023, like, my solar return stuff was supposed to be starting. Like, it's different stuff. Like, you'll see some people say 28, 29, some people say 30. But I believe from what I've read, I feel like, me personally, that it does start, like, around, especially for me, I think it starts around 28, 29, because it's getting you ready for 30. Because the theory is that Saturn, it's from my astrology babes, is that, you know, Saturn is helping you get rid of all your old ways or anything negative that you needed to get rid of, like, or getting whatever structure you need. Like, it's just getting yourself together, because, you know, Saturn is the father planet, the disciplinarian, the structure, the rules, the hard time, like, the lessons planet, like, but there's a lot of good reward that come with that stuff too. Like, it's just the planet of just getting your stuff together. So, like, y'all know, like, when it comes to people's Saturn return, they talk about how people, like, have a hard time. Like, they tell you that if you ain't got it to where it's supposed to be when that Saturn return start, like, it start hitting you. And I remember reading that, and, like, I'm a super positive person, so, like, even when I read stuff like that, I read it with a grain of salt, because I be like, I rebuke all that, But no, that was true for me. And let me just give my disclaimer: just because people are into astrology, that don't mean that they think that everything, that 1 + 1 = astrology. No. But what y'all have to understand is that everything in life is like a big pot of information, and you can't get mad because astrology is accurate. Like, it doesn't mean that it's the answer to everything, but it's still based on people's behaviors and all of this stuff. But let me get off of my rant because I don't want to lose my point here. It was very true for me that this Saturn return came and just really, I gotta open the door for Mariah. This Saturn return really just came and like whooped me together. Like, I'm talking about, like, just really whooped me, like got me, like it gets you to see, like, it fills in the gaps. Like, it gets you to fix stuff that you've been needing to fix, that you just, you know, you might have been ignoring, or you may not have been aware, or maybe you were aware but you just didn't have somebody to call you out on. Like, I really feel like this year was like like somebody just went through my life and just stripped it and was just like, okay, hey, we need to change this, we need to take this out, we need to, it's like my life was just being graded. Like, this ain't gonna work no more, erase that. Like, your teacher just, you know, like when you turn in your work and your teacher is like, this ain't the answer, this is the answer. So, you know, like, you done turned in, like, let's say you done turned in an extraordinary, you think it's extraordinary passage or paragraph, and then your teacher's just like, this don't make sense, like, erase this, take that out. Like, I felt like it was just, everything was being reevaluated, revamped. Like, it's just like, it was so accurate. Like, it was just so accurate. And like I said, people gonna want to say, no, that was just, that went Saturn, that was just everything that you just said you experienced in this whole video. Like, nah, it's both. Like, it's a little bit of both. Like, you can't tell me that that's a coincidence, because it's not. It's a little bit of both. Yes, some of it was brought on by just, you know, things occurring in my life, but why it happened this year? Huh? Why it happened at this age? Because of the Saturn return. Okay. Oh, this video is getting long. So another thing I do want to announce. So you guys know I technically have a website. I'm not going to say the name of my website because I'm actually telling y'all that I am going to discontinue my website in the new year. Because I've just found more innovative, cost-effective ways that I could still offer my services that I offer without having to spend $600 on a website. Okay. So, you know, I'm just being honest. So those of you that know I'm on my website, you know, it will sunset in 2024. The work that I do as far as astrology, natal charts, tarot, all of this stuff, I still love that stuff. I know some people have been wondering like where I am with my spirituality. And like I was telling y'all in my modern days, millennial spirituality video, whatever I called it, my spirituality is within. So you can't look at me and see it. You don't look at me. I don't look like a girl that prays every day, do I? I don't look like a girl that has a big tent with crystals and stuff in it next to me, do I? So what I've learned is that less is more on everything. Like my spirituality, my beliefs are sacred to me now. So I'm not just always showcasing them. I've learned to also consider how others feel about different things. So like if you're not giving off the energy that might be something you want to talk about, I'm not going to discuss it with you. So it's just that I'm more selective. It's not a secret, but I'm more selective about how I showcase what I believe in, because at the end of the day, it's for me. So on my channel, you know, I'll still talk about some things as I feel compelled to and called to, but you know, I'm still over here burning candles. Don't get it twisted. But you know, all in love and light. But at the same time, you know, I'm just more knowledgeable. Like, and that's what I feel like with the Saturn return stuff, or just 2023 period. Like, it just whipped me into shape. Like, I just feel like, and I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself. Like, please don't make me an example. Please don't make an example. But I just feel like I have all the tools to make the years to come great years to come. From everything I've learned with how tough this year has been, like, it ain't no reason why I can't be the best woman, the best wife, girlfriend, friend, mom, the best. There's no reason why, after all that I've went through, the best employee, the best co-worker, whatever. Like, I just feel like I've always been open-minded, but I just feel like I have been refreshed. I'm not perfect, never gonna be perfect, but I just feel like God just gave me something like that I needed. Like, it just, you know, like, I'm just a better person, like, I'm telling y'all. All right, y'all, so I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. I have no idea what I'm doing for New Year's, if I'm doing anything. I really have no idea, but I said, let me get up and film this because I want to make sure I get this edited and put out so we can just be done with the trash that is 2023. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, tap that notification bell as well so that you can be notified when I upload my videos. And please drop down in the comments, y'all, and tell me about 2023 for you. Like, even if it went trash, just tell me about 2023. How was your year? But if it was trash, please do tell, so we can just all come together in a support. Like, we're gonna have to start a support group for those that were impacted by 2023, because at this point, and I just remember the flashback of some more trash stuff that came out in 2023 on like a family tip that I'm just not even gonna discuss. But 2023 just been trash. But you know what? I hope you guys look at it the same way that I look at it. We now have the tools to have the best years to come. Like, we all wanted that soft life. But I think that what happened was we have to really experience it hard to appreciate it once it's soft. And I guess we all thought we was experiencing a hard time in 2022. And then 2023 we're like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all. So, you know, we like, you know what, life wasn't so bad in 2022. Like, what was, like, you know, life wasn't so bad. But anyways, y'all, that wraps up this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Sincerely, Empress, and I will see you all in the next one.